Hello. So today I said that I was. Yesterday I said that I was going to finish with this bottle with the painting, but I have a different idea. Okay, it requires my glue, for sanding down sharp edges or whatever. I could get sandpaper too. I might just do that. Glass bottle, hammer, Asher, and this bag, and this reference photo. Can't see it very well, but it's supposed to be a burqa. And so because of the stuff I've been learning about lately in Afghanistan, and to be fair, I do need to do more research, but about that place, I just know that there's women are struggling a lot with their rights. I thought I could make something to represent that, and so I was thinking this top of the bottle is like this, the burqa, and I can break it, and this you know how men will beat women, especially when they come home drunk and they beat women with their alcohol and bottles and stuff. I hope that the brand isn't showing in it. I don't want it to look like I'm trying to represent the brand, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm trying to get the tape off. I wasn't thinking about that, but okay. So I'm going to take this. Whoa. Didn't mean to throw that around. And do this. Wrap it in plastic so I don't hurt myself. God, this is gonna be loud. Is there any way I can muffle it? This. All of this. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3. Ugh, yikes. I want to muffle it, but not take away the power. I'm not doing. It's just ripping the paper and the fabric. But it's not breaking the glass. I mean, I guess it's great that this glass is strong, but surface area. If there's less surface area on the thing that's causing the fracture, would that do anything? Dang it, why didn't... I have an idea. I'll be right back. Okay, so can't see my face, but it's metaphorical or something. So my thought is, I got a nail, right? Gonna hit the hammer. There's nowhere where it can really. It's not. I'm not doing it with enough strength, but I also don't want to accidentally hurt myself. There's something I can put on top of it to not working, and this is upsetting me. I try to create surface tension that's not Velcro. Not surface tension. What? The surface area. I remember it was if you lay on a bed of nails, it won't hurt you because of the surface area, but if it's just because it's a bunch of them, but if it's just one, then it creates a crack. I remember learning that in science class. Surface tension is what's with water. That's the different thing. I misused the word. Oh, where did I just put... and here's sandpaper for when I do get it to break. But if I... on the edge... Did that do anything? That didn't do anything. I want to make it break. Can't get it to break. Okay, took it outside and... Can't see it, but it's shattered. But that wasn't exactly what I was intending, but that gives me an idea. Gotta be very careful because it's sharp. So here's the top and the base. I can use that. Where did the sandpaper go? Sanding it's not going to help in every part of it. But that's okay. I wish I knew where the hot glue was. I'm not going to use... Oh, yikes. It's like tiny little pieces on me when I get them off. Okay, I'm not going to use every single piece. Accidentally cut myself. That's kind of my fault then. Okay, this looks like... Okay, I'm gonna try to piece together the larger shards. But the smaller ones I'm going to intentionally leave out. Ooh, this definitely went together. Can tell because of the tape holding it together. I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest. I should have expected it to break like this, but for some reason I just didn't have that in mind. And I was wanting to just crack the end up. For some reason I can't think of what these bottles looked like now. I'm gonna have to get a reference. Wait, I'll be right back. Also, I realized it's probably a good idea to get gloves so that I don't get more hurt. Alrighty. So anyway, I found the same bottle. So that should help me kind of piece it together, okay? But I purposefully want the cracks to be visible. I don't want the glue to hold it together so that the crack is invisible. I want it to be seen. There. Then I'll put glue on the outside so that you can tell that it's been glued. Okay, and then So wait, it would be this way. I have that one Bows Hose song stuck in my head. Bitches and hoes, bows, hose. Ooh, I found it. Okay. No. Bitches and hoes don't exist because the hoes know bows are feminist. Stuck in my head. Stuck in my head. Okay. Yeah. So, wait. So take off your bras and burn them. Should let both burn them. Bras and burn them. Should let both burn them, burn them. I don't listen to Bo Burnham that much. I probably should, but that song's been playing a lot on TikTok. It's like the thing that's like what bowling alleys show you after you get a strike. Or something like that. Which is so true. Bowling alleys after you get a strike is odd. But also that's, I don't know, is that a bad topic to be talking about when I'm trying to make a piece of art to kind of represent the women in Afghanistan? Probably not, so I'm gonna stop for now. Oh shoot, okay. It's not staying together very well. I think I need to let it dry. I'm just gonna put these two here and then let them dry for now. Just for a little. It's not. It's like the glue is sticking to my gloves so much and it's upsetting me. Bro. Okay, you know, the imperfection works. Kind of shows how the society's trying to make everything look like it's fine, but it's not. Okay. Because it's broken. Gonna see if I can find the piece that fits in there. Not this one. I'm not gonna use the pieces that are further to the bottom. I just want the top and like that edge. I'm gonna keep this one since it looks like it goes over that curve, and this one too. So take off your brows and burn it. Maybe. Yeah, it looks like it goes over that curve. Let's see if I can find any other pieces with like, ooh, this one has a bit of writing on it. Yeah, it goes there, okay. Don't want this piece though. I want the piece that goes there, not these. As I could find that, hopefully though. I'm gonna just set them off to the side for now. Ooh. Okay, this is definitely gonna be part of it, but yeah, okay. I wish I had my hot glue, because I don't know where it is, but it'll definitely dry faster. Yeah, I'm not using that piece. Maybe I can keep that gap there, and that could be like the part where the eyes are for the burqa. Yeah, I like that idea. I feel like that kind of represents that, like, struggle that's going on. This is going on in the bin. Okay. Let's see if I can put these pieces together without it falling apart. And I'm not the most educated on this subject, okay? And I need to take more time to educate myself. But from what I do know, it is something that I think I want to, incentivize everyone to do the research on, so that we can at least try to do something to help those who are less fortunate than us. Okay. So this piece goes here. Yeah, I feel like that's because also it's not like a perfect opening, but it still like fits. I feel like, if that makes sense. And that can be like representative of how like cracked and fractured this society is that's treating women so horribly. And, maybe if the pieces stay on, but like the way they're sliding off when they dry could also be meaningful. Oh my gosh. Not all the way off, just part way off. Still want it there. Because, like, they have that little mesh gap in the burqa for their eyes. So that can be, like, representative of that. My frustration is nothing compared to what they're going through, though. Gonna remind myself that. I hope that's not insensitive to say. I'm gonna take off my gloves, because I have an idea that maybe I can use the tape on the inside to hold it together. That's almost a metaphor in itself. And it's like there while the glue dries, just to keep it from falling apart. I really hope that the women in Afghanistan can be given their rights soon, because they don't deserve to be living with less rights than literal animals. Like a cat has more rights than a woman, and that's horrible. That is not right in any capacity. And as much as I love cats, obviously I don't think they deserve more rights than a human woman. A living, breathing human woman. Like, it's just messed up that, like, an animal doesn't have this, like, has more rights. And you think with all the cruelty in the world that's happened, the animal cruelty, like, then double that and give it to the next, but then the next is humans. Hi, Asher, be very careful around here. No. it's really sad, and I really hope that these women get free. I've been looking into like charities and I can donate to and stuff, but it just seems like, there's really not that much we can do, and it really sucks that I'm on the other side of the world and I have no power to change what's happening. At least that's what it seems like. And that's like really devastating, because if I could, I'd do everything to free these women. But I hope one day there will be something I can do, and I'll be looking for that, I'm gonna look into charities I can donate to or whatever. I don't have the means to go to any protest if there are any. But I hope my art can, spread awareness about what's happening. And I hope this doesn't come off as performative, because I feel like a lot of people are like using this situation as engagement bait, and their spreading awareness is very performative. And they're like, wait, don't scroll, and if you do, you're evil. But I mean, to be fair, dang it, I gave up on that piece. The way the, what's it called? Algorithm works on YouTube is a bit different than it is on TikTok. But still, I don't want it to seem performative what I'm doing. Like, I want it to seem like I actually care, because I do. I think that should work, actually. I'm not going to add any more pieces. I'm just going to sand down the edges, because I don't want my artwork to actually harm anyone. I just want it to metaphorically harm, or metaphorically show that's being done. Because my thought process here is like, men oftentimes will get drunk and beat women with bottles, but they're doing more than that to the Afghan woman. And what they're doing is a lot worse, but they're harming women in a very controlling and abusive way. And so then the bottle also being glued together after being cracked is like how they're doing this harm, but they're trying to hide it. And they're trying to, the imperfections in the glue is like how they're trying to put the pieces together and make it seem like everything's fine to people on the outside, when that's not the case at all. What if I put glue on the edges? I think that might work okay, because I'm having a hard time sanding down like in these crevices here. Especially with the way this is like. Okay, the glue wasn't working, so that's why I just resorted back to sanding it down. Ugh, dang it. Dang it. Just trying to remove this piece of tape. It's not doing what I want it to do. And you know, the tape holding it in from the inside can also be kind of a metaphor for the way, like, on the inside they're trying to cover up all these, like, horrible things that they're doing to women. Okay. You know, making the glue making a big mess can also be some sort of metaphor. Okay. Gonna let this sit for now. Ooh. And don't worry, I've sanded it down. Obviously, you watched me do that, but, you know, whatever. Just to make anyone feel a little better. So yeah, I'll be back once it dries. While I wait for it to dry, I'm eating some cherries. So I can use this, like, dang it, it's not as see-through as I thought. I'm trying to find some see-through blue piece that can be like the eye covering for the burqa. Wait, I'll be right back. Okay, so I had a thought. I got this tiny piece of a napkin that I just ripped off. And then I'm gonna take some glue, put it on the inside of the bottle, right? And then I'll use the napkin as the little, like, eye thing. And then paint blue on it. Like, yeah. There, that works. Yeah. Like that, okay. Try to sand it a little more. This seems to have dried pretty well. This one's still a little bit wobbly though. Okay. I'm gonna use this bottle to hold it up, so I don't tear it out. Alright, so I have a little bit of this paint left. I don't know that that's enough. How much of this paint do I have? Can use both of these. And then the lighter one can be the bottom layer. Darker one can be the top layer. Oops. Okay. No, I feel like, yeah, that's the darker one. So, gonna do a little more to dry it off. There. I hope my mom goes to bed soon. She's been bothering me about this. I want to just be able to do the art project without her interrupting. Okay, wait, I can just do this. And me. And she's been like so weird about this stuff too lately. It's like, dude, you are a woman. Why are you like not supportive of other women? Like, what? Oh, but you're not a woman. Why do you care? Cause or you're not in that situation. Why does it matter so much to you? Cause I care about everyone, not just myself. It may not affect me. That doesn't mean it's not important. Okay, painting the napkin kind of defeated the purpose of the whole, like, translucent thing, but, you know, whatever. Guess that can just be another metaphor. Should I paint the inside or should I keep it that, like, green? I can't decide. I can't decide whether you should live or die. Okay, I'm not talking much, sorry. And maybe I won't talk, you know, and I'll be mostly in silence for this and kind of in solidarity. And, you know, this something that's so sad to me is there's so many women out there, or not women, like there's so many people in Afghanistan, right, who are assigned female at birth, but they're trans, but they never get the chance to even discover that because, well, they're born female, so they don't get to have any other identity. And that's really sad to me that there are people who never really get the chance to discover their identity because they're in situations like this. And that's just such a sad reality that we have to deal with. And I'm privileged in the fact that I even have a chance to discover that about myself. Even if I do experience transphobia, the fact that I'm able to know I'm trans, to experience said transphobia, is a privilege. And I will say that. Like, experiencing transphobia isn't a privilege. The fact that I know that I am experiencing it, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm gonna let this dry, so I'm just gonna eat some cherries for now. Okay, so I'm looking at these reference images, right? And I realize that there's more design to the burqas. And also, because it is kind of hard to tell what it is. Right now, gonna kind of give it that, like, design so that it's easier to tell that it's a burqa. And I know that the proportions that I'm giving this, like, hypothetical woman with this, like, bottle that I'm painting here is kind of doesn't make sense. Because, you know, it doesn't fit the picture very well. You know, gonna turn the brightness down. Maybe you can see the reference image better. Ah, wrong button. This is the reference image. This is me. Ignore that. Just, yeah, there's like this design here. Obviously their heads are up here, but this is here, and the like actual like eyepiece, whatever is down there, but I think the exaggerated features can also in itself kind of point to how these women are not really given like realistic expectations of how to live. Like, it's not realistic to expect everyone to comply to this, you know? And so, yeah. Okay. I have an idea. Gonna see if I can find one of those, like, you know, those things we use as like a reference for like body proportions and stuff. Those little like statue things. I want to use that to be the thing, like the stand for this piece. So it's like a woman wearing a burqa. Okay. It's kind of what it looks like. I'll be back. I'll see if I can find one of those things. Okay, so I couldn't find any of the mannequins, the little art reference mannequin things, but found this very pretty music box. She's very pretty, right? She's so beautiful. It would be a shame if she wasn't given the chance to be beautiful. It would be a shame if someone hid her identity. Wait, I'm gonna get an tissue. Right? Be a shame if she wasn't allowed to be seen in such a beautiful dress. There. Okay. Because despite being such a beautiful, beautiful woman, oops, no, stop. She has to hide that with her burqa. She has to cover it up. I'm gonna paint the tissue blue. She's not allowed to be herself. She's not allowed to have her beauty be seen. I don't want to get paint on her, but I'll get paint on the tissue, and then it kind of fades out, you know? And I hope this doesn't come off as like performative, because like I'm always worried that I seem performative, and I'm not, but I don't want it to seem like I'm just doing this for attention. I mean, no one watches my videos anyway, but Like, I also want to bring awareness to the situation, but I don't want to seem like I'm just doing it for the engagement. Like, I genuinely do care about this issue. And I just hope this doesn't seem performative. And this is, like I've been saying, a topic I still need to do more research on. I've done a bit, but I need to research what I can do about it and what more, like, what the cultural climate is there. Not that the culture is ever an okay excuse for this kind of treatment of women. Just, like, look up what it was like in the past, what it's like now, how it's changed. And yeah. I just hope that this art piece gets the message across. I feel like it was kind of low effort and it didn't really turn out how I was kind of hoping. But I hope that it gets the message across all the same of how beautiful women, because all women are beautiful, not just the conventionally attractive ones, but all of them. They have to hide their beauty. And those who are trans or non-binary, non-binary is under the trans umbrella, because they're born women, they don't even get the chance to discover that. And all these women, they never get the chance to, like, have their own identity under that mask. What do they expect women to do all day? Just sit there and do nothing? That makes no sense. Like, I don't know. It's sad that we live in such a world. Yeah, that's all for today, I guess. I'm gonna go now.